YouTube. We are live. Welcome to the snowed in high desert. Well, we're not really snowed in, but it's definitely a little chilly today. As the thumbnail uploaded, we had some snow. It was snow down here. Woke up this morning with snow on the vehicles. Not woke up as the sun was coming up. It started snowing down here at the valley level, and now it rained most of the day, but a little chilly for the outdoor gardening activities. And kind of an update, I guess, on that. It was bound to happen. We knew it was going to happen, but we'll see how that resets our garden planning with this weather we got going on. I got the peas and the cauliflower and cabbage out, and carrots and radishes in the ground. So we'll see if they endure this little chilly spell. And this is some of our indoor starts we got going on. Some tomatoes that are survived so far that we got to keep going, and some peppers over here that haven't quite emerged yet. They take 3 weeks, so I think if they don't come up this week, they probably have to restart on those. But that's what we're working on today in this Snowmageddon day. See if we can get our garden caught up to dad on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? We'll get this for posterity. Got some more peppers trying to start here. Got one little broccoli showing up right there. So we got one guy. My zucchini. What's my zucchini timeline? I don't know if any of these zucchini are going to come in. It may not not be warm enough for the timeline. Does it say? I'd have to double check my other list, but we got one broccoli plant coming up there on this end, and trying to get some starts going and doing some more over here. That's what we're doing today. More tomatoes, putting some more peppers in. So we'll line this out here and try to catch up with dad, because dad on YouTube is the man. He has definitely got it going on with his space. So we'll get to see if we get these started and have them ready for about a month from now before we can put them outside. We'll see how it goes. So that's what we're doing today while it snows outside. Snow and pretty cold rain. Such as it is. Definitely can use the water in the ground. We'll see how the peas and cabbage hold up on the back end. You know how that goes. It definitely is a challenge. The challenge is real. So got these lined up here, these tomatoes. And we're going to have to mark these. You can see the labels up here where we're labeling. And we got to finish this off as we keep going down, and then water them up, pack them up, and hopefully they hold on until, with these other seedlings, until next month, and we can actually put them in the ground. Hey, what's up, Constitutional Stacker? Yes, we didn't really get snow here at the valley level. I mean, it snowed. I mean, it was on the windshield for a minute, but you know how it is. It's so wet and it's warm enough to where it just melts off. But it was definitely snowing for sure. And it looks like the snow line is right about that 5,500 feet level, you know? So the 5,500 foot level is about where it's stuck, and a good little late spring storm. Hopefully this is our last stretch, because I need to get this garden done. But while we got some folks here, and I'll put this out here for, this is for posterity, I guess you'd say. For anybody that remembers Mule Team 66, the founding member of the Green Dragon, for all you that remember and commiserate, he put out a video today. He's in a pretty tight spot. Life is not going well, and I'll link the video in the description below. Anything you can do to help out. I'm just trying to spread the word here. Mule, if you see this, been praying for you all month. Definitely, you're in our prayers, and your family, and I got a lot of travel coming up in the next couple weeks. I'm gonna have to reevaluate after that, and we'll see what we can do for you. So hopefully we can get you some immediate help. I'll try to see what I can do in a couple weeks. I'm gonna be on the road so much I can't sit down and take a look at everything and see what we can do. If I had somebody that could come by and just pick up a pig for you and put it in the freezer, that's what we'd do. But I don't know that I have that ability. It's a bit of a ways. But I don't know, anything you can go do. Check out the link in the description. Brother Mule's in a tight spot, and just things aren't going well. And he's never been, he kind of lays it out there in this video that today he's never really talked about his problems before, and it's just caught up to him, and it's really getting overwhelming, as it would with many of us. So help a brother out if you can, especially those that remember the Green Dragon and all we did and all he did for, just keeping everybody talking and discussing and all those things. So I'll put that out there for everybody. Hopefully can make that consideration. So we'll see who checks in here and who makes the rounds. See you later, Constitutional. You can't hang around. All right, no worries. Oh, we got Vegas Stacker in the house. What's up? Oh, well, that's Dior's checking in with unicorns and rainbows. Shout out to Dior's. Good to see. And there's the rainbows. Dior's is a good dude. What's going on, man? Did you get snow where you're at? Or you probably have snow coming your way if we're getting it. It'll probably be heading your way in about 2 days or so. Because it's definitely cold enough here. Same for Alicia. Alicia's probably going to get some snow. So be ready for that, Alicia, tomorrow, probably for you. If not tonight. But definitely some cold rain. Depending on where you are. Good to see you, Dior. Hope you're doing well. I haven't seen any videos since the gate building video. But that is what it is. We are growing some tomatoes right here. We're going to put some peppers in here too. And I got to check my chart. Got my chart all set up over here. I'm somewhat like Dad in that I can, plant a little bit. Or at least I can take what somebody gives me and try to plant it. I didn't make this. Where's my... I think cucumbers have to go directly in the ground. I can't even... those yet. I don't know. We'll see what else we fill this out with. So I definitely got the tomatoes, peppers, got a few that I showed at the beginning of the video. If you check out the beginning, I got some seedlings that are coming up, but some that look like they're not coming through. So I need to get some more starts, and I need to start some more broccoli. Looks like eggplant's not coming through, and whatnot. So I need to, or my zucchini, I need to get my zucchini restarted because they didn't come through. What's up, War Drums? How are we doing? Candy? No, it's not candy. Shout out to War Drums. I don't know if you saw Mule put out a video today. I was just talking about that. Anybody can lend a hand, or closer in particular, I guess. I was like, I could do all kinds of things if I was closer, but that's the hard part of YouTube and having people around the country. It's not always the best help when you need it. You had rain and thunderstorms, said Dior's. Adventure Scott to Galaxy's checked in. You haven't had any rain in a month? Wow, that's crazy for down there in Florida. Rainbow snow? Yeah, well, we had snow this morning, and then it rained mostly, but let's see if I can get this started. Where can I put this? Maybe I can set this off to the side and continue my efforts while seeing who checks in here. Definitely go check out the link below to Mule's video. I was just kind of piddling around here doing this when I saw his video, and wanted to highlight that and show what we're doing here in the interim while the snow goes by. I got almost too many seeds. When people tell you, people talk about old seeds in storage. You can see a lot of these are 2017. So just store them cool and dry and dark, and you're going to be fine because all these are still sprouting and coming up. We've had good success with all those. So just a word to everybody, if you are worried about your seeds, just store them right, and they'll last you a long time. These are from 2019. I mean, it's hard to believe that was 6 years ago. It's been ago since we had any chaotic times, since the beginning of the collapse. Lots changed in 6 years. Goes fast, right? So that's our number 8 seed. We're going to do 2 rows of 8. See how they go when we plant them in. Anybody else check in? Nope, no rainbow snow still. All right. Everybody checking in and checking out. I'll plant these seeds. Well, hopefully everybody's having better success than me with your garden. I guess we'll have to see next week. The peas and cauliflower should have been coming up in about a week. So with this cold weather, we'll see if they were able to, if they're as cold hardy as people talk about. Number 8. But I have to continue to track that, and may have to replant on the peas and cabbage and stuff depending on how the next week goes. If my eligible writing goes down. What else we got here? It's been unusually dry. Yeah, I don't doubt it there. I mean, you live in the middle of the ocean. Why would it be so dry? Yeah. Fires. You got fires too. I know I saw the fires up in North Carolina. Not going too well. South Carolina, unusually dry for a lot of those areas. Not normal weather patterns, I guess you'd say. But they were talking about how a lot of that blowed down brush from the hurricane, a lot of that dried out over the winter. That's what caused a lot of that to spread so fast so far. That was a lot of the problem that they were talking about. Let's see. Yeah. Peppers over here. And no fires here, even though it's the desert right now, because we are just getting plenty of rain and moisture. And this will probably be the last time it rains till August. Maybe not, hopefully not, but it's been known to happen. It has been known to happen. What was that? 33 we're looking at. 33. So that's the peppers over here to the right. We'll plant some more next to it. Get these other, not planting, I guess, starting. Nine and 8 are the same type of tomato, but they're different lots. So we're just tracking to see how they come up there next to each other here. Definitely lots of down trees all over the South. Yeah, I'll bet. People can't collect firewood fast enough. That's a double seat. Oh, we'll have to pick that out later. So what was everybody else doing today's snow day? Snow day on the weekend, the kids never like that, right? Yep. Anybody checking in late here? Or I guess it's not late. You check in when you check in. Nobody's ever late. For anybody checking in, check out the link below from our Mule Team. He put out a video. I got it linked below. If you can help him out if you get the chance. He's just in a bad situation. I know everybody, a lot of people on here followed Mule for a lot of years with the Green Dragon and stuff. Let's try some cucumbers and see what happens. See if we can get them started early. Only got a couple weeks to put them out. Or that seed might be too big. I don't know. That's a pretty big seed. I think we'll hold off on that. I have to put those in a different start container. Yeah, check out his video. Let me think. What else do I want to try to start in here? Oh, peppers. Let's get these other peppers. None of them started in the other tray, so see if we can get them in here. These are, what year are these? Yeah, these are 2017 as well. That might always get concerned. They could be just a little too old. But I have had seeds as old as 10 years, no problem, with no real special starting concerns. Put over here. Just kind of start them as per normal, and they've always done good. So age can matter, but storage matters more than anything. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to place them all. And once you water these discs here, the seed starting discs, they swell up and kind of push the seed into there after it swells up. It's kind of compressed soil starting mixture going on here today. What else is going on, everybody? This is our draft follow-up. Everybody watch the draft. This is kind of like free agents. We're signing all these free agents from the ones that didn't get drafted earlier in the earlier seed starting efforts. Looking at. Hopefully you're not trying to read my writing, because you probably won't be able to. But that goes a long way. What else should you see? You got these peppers. I need to plant some hot peppers too here. Where's my other thing of hot peppers? Some jalapeno. You do a row of jalapenos and a row of what do you call them? Serranos. That's what we'll work on here. I think I do have a serrano start in this other tray. No, maybe not. Got some cayenne pepper trying to start too. Everybody likes their cayenne pepper, right? Anybody else got any good activities going on for getting ready for the summer? Some of you, it's already summer, I guess. What I was talking back at the beginning, I'm gonna be doing some traveling. So be ready for some videos from other places. Can't do place reveals just yet. OPSEC, got to have the OPSEC. But might see some interesting places. Doesn't appear like I'm gonna be able to link up with any of you friends of the channel, but hey, it is what it is. We'll get there one day. What are we looking at here? One more row. Let's do that for our serrano peppers. Nobody's doing anything, or did I? Yeah, no comment. No comment. Or is this one of those things where the? Let me make sure we're getting all messages through here, because I've had it freeze up before. Looks like we're still going. All right. Everybody's busy on Saturday, I guess. Which is okay. You should be out doing the things on Saturday, especially if you got better weather than we got here. I'm just doing indoor activities because the weather is not the most friendly right now. Man, where'd my serrano pepper list go? Her stack go. Where you at? Serrano. Serrano pepper. You still doing that night gardening out there, Adventurous Guide to the Galaxy? Oh, and also, hey, did you ever do? You said you were going to do a counter drone follow up video. I don't know that did I miss that, or have you done that yet? I remember seeing your comment. I don't remember seeing it. Um, I think we're going to skip kind of just right over that, right into Judgment Day and Terminator. It seems like the way things are going. AI is ignoring instructions. AI reprogramming itself. Like all the things you knew were coming out of the arrogance of men, you know. But we shall see. All right, Serrano. What was my number there? 24. 24 on the row. Just water these guys up. Give them a second to. Well, it'll be a few minutes before they swell up enough to take care of. So stand by. So what you do is these are pretty handy trays. You can only start in a little limited area. I am messing this up, ain't I? Yep, I am. Let's give this a second. Pay attention. My seeds are getting discombobulated. Let's see how I'm going to do this. How to do this before. My other tray wasn't like this, so I did it differently. Let's do it this way. All right. I see what's going on. All right, let's give it a minute to just doing one at a time, I guess. Otherwise, we get displacement. I didn't even think about that. Lessons learned. Where's Uncle Al at when he needs somebody to yell at you? All right, let's give it a second. Let those drain. Let those adjust. And get me a pointer. Drag some of these seeds back around where they belong. Guess I'll have to remember not to do that again. Get all kinds of negative results if you have seeds growing in the wrong row that you didn't think they were growing on. Let's see how can we do this. Let's get a irrigator. I think I got one of those sitting here. Stand by. I think I'll do a, what do you call that, irrigation tool. Hold on. To do them individually. If I can find it. Anybody else check in here? No, everybody's out. Nobody's commenting. Nobody got anything to say today. Everybody's gonna lurk. Learn from my mistakes, I guess. That's always a good technique. It's always a good thing to do. Is anybody commenting? Or have I really messed it up? What is oh, and doing some work at home. That's not good. Collecting the wood, firewood by the house. Oh, you are getting the firewood. Okay, somebody's got to get it. That's good. Where did that other? Need a different tool here. Let's see. So seed planting is not the most exciting thing. Seed starting, I guess, not really planting. Seed starting is not the most exciting thing. And I lost him. Let's get you out of there. Come here. Where'd you come from, bug? Get out of there. Busted. Flooded him out. Bug hiding out in your plant starting material. I guess that's always something to be on the lookout for. Let's try to do it this way. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Brush end. Let's see, who else is missing? Okay, there you go, off skill there. Get all these guys back where they belong. We'll be in business. These guys. All right, all right. Just getting these seeds back into place, if anybody's wondering what I'm doing. Operator error. When I did them in the other tray, I had more space between all the discs, and I didn't have to worry about them overflowing, and it wasn't the same grid pattern. But this, it knocked them off when you pour it in there, so I got to slow that down. All right, let's see how we're gonna do this. Bikes and Bullets, what is up? My video is sponsored by Mechanimax. What? What is Mechanimax? Mechanmax? I'm not even sure what that is. Good to see you, Bikes. Hope you're doing well. You got your garden started out there? You should be well into the effort this time of year for where you're at, you and Tony. If you weren't here for the beginning, I kind of showed some seedlings that we already got started at the beginning, but we're not having some great success, so I'm replanting or restarting a bunch of seedlings for tomatoes and peppers. And we'll see how it goes. Just got a few tomatoes that started, and one broccoli plant. And the stuff in the garden, like I was saying, Bikes, you missed the beginning too. A little bit snowy out here and cold this morning, so kind of concerned how the garden's going to hold up in the future. So kind of going to have to kind of preparing to having to restart the garden. If you know what I mean. Let's dig that guy out of there. Mike's got anything else to say? Lots of rain for you? That's good. Send some to Adventure Scout of the Galaxy. Apparently he is pretty dry there in the Panhandle, in the Florida area, which might mean he's getting rain soon if you got rain. But we're getting probably our spring allotment this weekend. So the way it usually goes, we'll be dry for a couple months if we don't get anything more by the end of May. June and July are pretty dry usually. You know, seed placement is everything. What else is missing? All right, let's continue with the watering efforts. This is usually when the rainy season starts. Okay, but it looks like it's a drought. Okay, is this the rainy part of the year? I thought the fall was more rainy there, but whichever. Of course, there's, what do you have? You have basically, you have summer, hurricane season, dry, wet, summer. Is that the way it kind of works for you? Just irrigating these seed starting discs. Get all our seed placement right. You get back over there. Anybody heard any good news other than India and Pakistan about ready to go to nuclear war over something stupid? India trying to flood Pakistan out? Like, that's, as far as the news goes, that's one of the few things I've seen that was kind of like, oh, well, everybody's been kind of waiting on this for a while, as expected. Not the most reassuring sign of stability. Which is kind of interesting. As weak as the dollar gets, the more weaker it gets, the more things happen other places to kind of strengthen it. We got in here, Debo. What is up? Do not sleep. Uh-oh. Careful, watch out. All right, welcome, Debo. Warning to those that would be warned, I guess. Yeah, that Pakistan-India thing looked like it got a little spicy there for a few minutes at least, if not still today. I don't know. I haven't. But actual fighting, India seized a border checkpoint. So that always causes a little angst amongst people. So we'll see how that goes. If that causes any hoopla. Um, it's like, why didn't they just fight it out in the winter? It is kind of interesting too, is kind of distracts India from China. With all that's going on with that. So prepare accordingly, as we would say. All right, let's give these a few minutes to. There'll be a few. How long we've been on here? We've been on here a half hour already. Man, it took that long. Taking forever around here. Let's go drought year. So let me swell up. We'll see who else checks in. Just planting seedlings around here for anybody inquiring. It's just checked in and lurking. We do have check out the beginning of the video. We got some seedling starts we talked about with a few peppers and tomatoes coming up, but we're replanting some more. And the struggles with the snow kind of turn with the peas and cabbage, so probably going to have to replant those. So, Dad, you're probably going to win the garden competition this year, just out of sheer spite of the winter hanging around here. So still got to hold off on pumpkins and squash. And so about 2 weeks out for planting those, corn, all the good stuff. And hopefully these tomato starts will be in the ground about that time too. And we'll be rolling. But go back, check, as I discussed at the beginning of the video, there's a video link in the description box from Mule Team. From Brad knows Mule Team from the Green Dragon, from the old days of YouTube. He's in a really tight spot. He could use any assistance or anything you might be able to have. If you're near Illinois and could make a supply drop, that would probably be useful. Whatever you feel like led to do, I guess. But like I was saying, if Mule sees this, like I got a lot of travel coming up, and I'm gonna have to figure something out. See what I can do, help you out. So it's not gonna be immediate, but we'll see if we can follow up with some support here later on in the month. I'm sure it's not gonna be something just goes away. So anything long term or sustainable. If anybody knows anybody heading that way from California to Illinois, we could drop a pig off for you and give you some stuff in the freezer. Might help you out. But other than that, it's kind of hard being this far away. So we'll see what other types of assistance we could help provide. But anybody else got anything else other than India and Pakistan going on out there in the real world? I know the gold retreated a little bit on the price schedule stuff for that. So the dollar's trying to hang in there, trying to fight back, trying to salvage what's left of the fiat currency days, just to set everybody up for the rope-a-dope and put them in the digital currency. That's going to be a lot of fun. Not sure how that's going to roll out, but you can see the train coming, and people are going to want it. People are going to be so excited to exchange their, it's going to be like a 20-to-1 exchange. You get 20 Fed coins for $1, whatever it ends up being, and then get rug pulled for whatever it ends up being on the switch. They're going to switch us with revaluation, just like they did last time with gold. Don't get rid of your real assets unless you really have to. I know the what do you call it? Real estate market is getting kind of interesting, showing signs of weakness, I guess they would say. And that's the way the banks win. They get everybody desperate and having to offload assets to get inflated currency to pay the bills and to feed themselves. And they take all the real property and sell it off later in the new currency. And everybody's wondering why they're in charge. It's how they keep themselves there. Interesting how that works. I know we had Constitutional and those guys in here earlier. Old Bag, what is up? How's things are going out there? Doesn't look like they're going too well. Actually, I saw a thing in, speaking of India and Pakistan, there was like a face-off of London, like facing down on the street. It's like, my goodness, you can't come out of your country before they bring you down with them. Like, you can tell people's loyalties lie when they move somewhere and they still have the loyalty of their old country like that. Um, Kind of funny how that works. What did Bikes say there? Bikes. Iran had a huge. Oh, that's right. Okay, good point. Iran had that explosion at their port this morning. Yeah, is that what they said? Allegedly led tied to chemical. It looked pretty bad because it was like a fire, and then it went max award sometime shortly after that. I did see that video. That's correct. Thanks, Bikes, for bringing that up. Interesting case of easily explained away sabotage, I think we could say. So yeah, it wasn't. It's like just proxy wars everywhere. Yemen's just a way to get at Iran, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah, England's not turning out so well back. Yeah, we're just doing some starts here, Old Bag. Kind of talked about them early on. So had some seedling starts I showed at the beginning of the video on peppers and tomatoes. Aren't doing so hot. We're holding on to about half of them. And so I'm just restarting some more peppers and tomatoes to have them hopefully ready for when the time comes to get them outside, which is not today because it was snowing this morning. So we still having a little bit of winter hanging around. Um, but these are seedling start discs. So put a seed and line them up. Got them marked. So that's what we're doing in here today. In the comfort of the inside. And I was talking about how with this weather, I'm not sure if that caught my peas and cauliflower off guard and they're going to suffer because of it, or if they're still going to come up. We'll have to see in about a week, I think, if this cold spell really took them out of action. I'll have to replant the whole peas and cauliflower again. That's when you talk about having to keep, have your seeds stocked up as much as failure, and have to just replant a whole new section. Maybe don't just plant enough for 1 year. Have multiples. And like I talked about when I was doing this, most of these seeds you can see in here, and this right here, these are 2017. All the ones we planted in here, except for one of the hot peppers, I think, weren't 2017. So as long as you store them right, they last a good long time. And I've had good germination success with all of them, so that's all good. So I'm just letting the water soak in here before I push the seed into the starter pack here. It swells up with the water and you kind of push the seedling into the starting soil, I guess you'd call it. Kind of a neat idea. They're real compact until you need them, and then they swell up with the water and put them to use. What else old bag got to say here? Oh, got strawberries. All right, in the windows. I don't even have any strawberry seeds, I don't think. I don't know if I have any in my seed kit or not. Um, I got fruit trees. I got apple and cherry and peach and apple, cherry, peach. I think that's it. That's all the fruit trees I got. I don't have any strawberries. That would be a worthy thing to get though. I've not tried strawberries here. I think I had a few strawberry plants at the house, like 10 years ago, way back when. There's always something different to try to get. I wanted to get artichoke and I wanted to plant some garlic. I still haven't planted garlic. Garlic's a big project I want to work on. And I think the bee project isn't going to happen this year either. I've been watching a few videos on it though. Guy was transplanting his queens today. I didn't know that you could. He had like queens in their own little incubator. And he was incubating queens. So I guess you can raise a queen separate and then transplant it into a hive. And that's how you get extra hives. I didn't know that's how that worked. I thought new hives just raised a queen and you like transplanted it with a few other bees, but apparently you can separate after they're produced, like an incubation, like from an egg, split the hive, and you can do multiples, not just one. However, I guess the queen lays so many queen potential eggs for the future. It was interesting. Bees are an interesting thing. They seem really hardy and really tough, and then other situations they seem like they're really fragile and hard to uh, hard to maintain. Kind of just depends on the circumstance with bees. It looks like but definitely need more bees. One thing I didn't get to talk about this week, if everybody was checking out the channel last weekend, we did lots of shorts on the Lexington Concord anniversary, 250 years. It's what I would say that's really the official start of the country, not the Declaration. That's just when the politicians caught up to all the things going on, the way I look at it. But yeah, Lexington Concord last week, lots of shorts on that. I got a playlist that I'm going to try to maintain and try to update through the next 2 years, through the next 6 years, really, because till the end of the revolution, kind of really set the stage for everything. But got a playlist on the channel. It's gonna be 250 years. I'll try to move it up to the front, kind of to the top of the list on the homepage there to make it more accessible. But did a lot of shorts last week with the events of Lexington Concord. I got to go out there last fall. If you guys remember, so the whole trip was supposed to be kind of a business tied uh, trip with including the doing some stuff in the Northeast, and that's when I ended up going back to North Carolina because of Hurricane Helene. So that kind of got cut in half. If you guys remember those videos from last year, so I got a lot of footage from up there that I didn't get to do, and I didn't get to do everything I wanted to do or as long up there in the Northeast. But I got to walk the Minuteman Trail there. They have where the red coats were along all the way from Lexington to Concord and everything. Got to take a majority of that sites. Got some footage. Uh, Boston has a big trail from Bunker Hill down, went to the Green Dragon. If you saw the Green Dragon short we did last year, that was a lot of fun. Cool place to visit. So shout out to Mule on that one too. Um, Again, check the video in the link below for update on Mule Team and just anything you can do. But yeah, that was a good trip, and we'll try to do some types of videos with the historical significance for the next 6 years to see if we can keep up with some of that. Anybody else? No comment. Hit that thumbs up, like, subscribe. Don't you have to say all the keywords if you're going to be a. You can see them swelling before your eyes, somewhat at least. But yeah, that was a good trip. Got to see a lot of things I hadn't got to see before. I got to go to Maine and New Hampshire. Never been there, so that was wrapping up a couple of states I'd never been to. Connecticut, um, Rhode Island. I'd been Connecticut. I'd never been to Rhode Island. Um, it's funny. Nathaniel Green was from Rhode Island, and I remember reading all the histories, and it's kind of a disconnect. It's like general because he was in the North, and then he came to the South in the Southern campaign, and it's a disconnect in my mind that that's the same person. Because there's tons of it in the Camden and Guilford Courthouse and stuff, and it's like that's the same guy. I thought he was a Southern guy, like growing up and all the old history, reading it years and years ago. Just didn't connect that was not. He's a Yankee. He's not from the South. It's kind of funny, just the way you relate to things when you grow up and stuff. That is not. I got. Where's your seat at? All right. Got some good water intake going here. It was good to see Mule again. We just need to help him back. Right. Hopefully we can. Hopefully everybody can do a little bit what you can with what you got. He's always been a good YouTube community guy, and never asked for anything. So he's never either. He's never talked about a lot of these difficulties. A lot of things you just didn't know about. It's like, well, so hopefully everybody pitches in a little bit, goes a long way, and can do to sustain it in some way. So if anybody knows any truckers heading that way, we could drop off a frozen pig for them. Maybe we can work that out. Hit me up. It's about the only thing I could think of. It'd be definitely a significant addition. I have on hand at least. Everybody likes a little pig. Did Bikes and Bullets check out on us? Anybody got any update on that Iran thing? Oh, Bikes is still here. All right. I mean, it's a lot of times it's that type of thing, and sometimes you want to smack people upside the head. Sometimes be like, you got to ask earlier before it gets so bad. But that's the way we are. We want to try to do things our own way, or try to not bother people, or whatever you want to call it. I don't know what the situation is there with other family members and stuff helping out, but yeah, this is kind of the way it is with most of us. Especially, it's not like you don't really know everybody on YouTube. I mean, I've met a few of you guys, but it doesn't mean we know you. I mean, I've hung out with Bikes before, and obviously Tony, the War Drums, but that's few and far between. You get the opportunity to actually meet people, especially when they're on the other side of the country. And I don't really expect to go through Illinois very often. That I have on my list. I've been there, but I have no reason to go back. But I don't know. We'll see. Maybe something else will pop up. So we'll have to keep an eye on that India situation with Iran. On top of that, now it's like everything heats up a little bit each week, a little bit. Looking for a good movie to watch? This is your movie, Bikes. What are you talking about? You gonna abandon me? Let's see how much we've been here on. 55 minutes we've been on. Still got plenty of battery. Yeah, old bag, no worries. I guess you're probably past the point of making a move worth it. It's not really up for something that's to stay there and fight. Definitely could probably use a little people out your way. Seems like people succumbing to the grip of the centralized state on a daily basis. A couple of these don't want to swell up right. Have to continue to work on those. Oh, we got Nickel in here. What is up, my nickel? As Constitutional likes to say, my nickel. How much gold and silver and copper and lead have you stocked up today? We are doing seed stacking today, or hopefully to be seedlings, hopefully to be productive tomatoes and pepper plants. We'll see how far it gets. No promises. Yeah, like I was saying, we started at the beginning showing some of our seedlings that have made it and some that aren't. Bikes and Bullets is a cool dude, is that right? Well, he makes pretty good. He's always got something good on the grill. That's the key thing. What's Nickel? Looks like cookies. Yeah, right. No, Nickel. These are seed starting pods. So we got pepper and seed plants, seedlings out here. We showed earlier. You got ammo today. Okay, that's always a good occurrence if you haven't already stocked up. I was pretty happy with my ammo stacking in 09 to 2012 time frame. I did pretty good. I've replenished a little bit over the years, but I hit it pretty hard back then, so that now is like just a sustainment operation. Um, Fortunately, because man, the prices 50 cents a round for 5.56. Are you kidding me? Um, but some it's on really cuts into the fun time if you ever go to the range, you know. But get what you need. 2 combat loads per weapon. If you don't know what a combat load is, that kind of depends on what you got. That's 7 magazines for a AR platform. Usually 6 for a AK platform, just because of the weight of the steel magazines and the ammo. I think the rule of thumb is kind of 4 magazines per pistol. And if you had, so that's 14 magazines for any AR you got. So that's your got 2 combat loads, and then anything else is training ammo extra. But you got to have that 14 mags worth at all times. Hatchet scoured, 50 rounds powder and ball type of preparedness, you know. That was the rule of thumb we kind of preached back in the dark days of 2010, 2012, up till 2016. And 2016 happened, and everybody's like, oh, everything's going to be fine. Everything's great. Whoops. And here we are today. People still trying to think that somebody in Washington, D.C. is going to save them. And Bikes just shakes his head and moves to Arkansas. And does off-road wheeling at night, doing his night patrols. That's pretty good exercise in night patrolling you got going on, Bikes. You need to do some more human practical application on that. Not just shorts. You got to spread the word. You know, Madcap out there looking for Chupacabra. Let me know when I want to see the video when you find him. When that cat finds whatever he's looking for, we're all going to be in trouble. Yeah, a couple of these are getting enough. Don't want to. It's like waiting for dough to rise up. 22 long, 5-cent sheets. There you go. You have a Russian load, 762. Okay. Well, it depends on nickel. I mean, do you have a AK platform, or do you have like a Mosin? Because that's a whole different round, you know. And that's some heavyweight. You get to the Mosin ammo. What is that? 762 by 59 or 762 by 57, 56. It's just slightly different than the 308 as far as casing. But that's some heavy ammo. Then it's really hard. I don't know what a combat load would be, but it's not no 210 rounds, at least realistically speaking. But if you're a tough guy, I mean, you carry all you want. But don't forget your water. Don't be like the guys in Mogadishu, if everybody knows the reference. Black Hawk Down, a lot of those guys are starting to run out of water because they didn't plan for an engagement that long. Kind of had lost their way as Rangers were known for their preparedness. They kind of got used to the short missions and overlooked some basics. So keep your hatchet scoured, 50 rounds powder and ball, but also bring your water skin. Noted, right? Hey, C103, what is going on? We're trying to do some seedling starts while it's getting over our snowstorm we had outside. Yeah, night ops are good, right, Bikes? You need grenades? Don't we all, Nickel? Don't we all? Don't we all need some or any type of force multiplier of such a thing for human practical application, of course, right, Bikes? I think we're starting to get some movement here. Appreciate everybody coming in. Again, a reminder, anybody coming in, check out the link below to Mule Team's video, his current situation, and just if you can do anything to help out, would be appreciated. You know, it's one of those things where he's been on YouTube all these years and didn't talk about any of this stuff, and kind of comes to a head, and he's kind of just putting it all out there for everybody, and it'd be good to help a brother out that is in need. Especially the closer you are, you know. Human Prac app makes things real and true, right? Flamethrower would be nice, right? And you got those like weed burners. If you had one of those to kind of like modify it slightly, get your throughput a little different, you can turn that into a flamethrower, you know. That's a good practical. Not, I mean, it has its uses, especially urban combat. Obviously, the flamethrower was most used for clearing out bunkers and such things. So built up fortifications and stuff. Just for using around here, I would be worried about burning everything down. I don't want to burn everything down. So it kind of depends on where you want to apply it. Make sure your human practical application is on point when you go. Don't just willy-nilly start thinking you could use a flamethrower. Time and place for everything. Not everything requires napalm or C4, but it would be good to have and know when to use it appropriately. Right? Truth freezes in the house. Right, Truth? We're getting some seeds in the ground. Yeah, Truth, you missed the kind of the whole backstory to the beginning of the video. Snow on the ground this morning, and I'm kind of worried my peas, cabbage, and cauliflower starts might not be in very good shape. So I might have to replant the whole garden depending on how they take to this cold weather. Um, but this is replanting some tomatoes and pepper plants. I showed some seedlings earlier in the video, in the stream, for what we got going on that wise. I had about 50% success so far, it looks like. Takes about another week for all the peppers to make sure that whether or not they took or not, but I'm just getting a head start on it. Worst that could happen is we have too many plants, and I don't know, we'll figure out somebody to give them to or something. There's always somebody at work needing something. It's always good to help people out if you can. We always end up with more produce than we can use. So before it goes bad, I mean, produce here goes to the animals, whether or not we eat it or not, but it's always give it to some human consumption as well. You know, good to see you, Truth. Hope you're doing well. Uh, and hopefully you're avoiding the snow interrupting your garden like we are here. And hit that comment, like, and subscribe. um, what's this like? Cooked cabbage and raw cabbage. I mean, I like coleslaw more than anything. I don't really like cooked cabbage. I mean, I get it. I like sauerkraut. We haven't made any yet. That's one thing I'd like to make is some sauerkraut. Um, but oh, you're talking about the bulb. Uh, what's the official name of this? It's the bulb. What do you? But yeah, using it just to drop water into the seed starter here to get these things hydrated and get these seeds properly implanted into the seed starts. Taking a little time. Some of them are getting rising pretty good. Yeah, suction tool. Yeah, that's suction bulb, suction tool. Yeah, something like that. Aspirator. Uh-huh. Somebody was showing me something crazy where they had this tool that you could use. It was for kid. Somebody had the bright idea that this wasn't. This is what you use for kids, right? Especially on nasal suction when they're little. They get their everything out of their nose when they're all clogged up and stuff. And somebody has the bright idea that they made a suction tool that you suck with your mouth and it's attached to their face and just looks like you people have made things way too complicated. Like this thing is money when you got little kids and you're trying to do that. I don't know who thought that was a good idea. It seems like you would cause a little overpressure, kind of like, if you're trying to resuscitate somebody and you blow too hard in, the same thing. It seems like you'd suck their brain out. Weirdest contraption I've ever seen. Looks like something to have on Timu or something. But yeah, just get you one of these bulb suction tools, and that's all you need, and it's cheap and easy, and it doesn't look all weird and scare your kids to death. Cabbage better than lettuce on a sandwich? You think so? I mean, nothing better than nice lettuce on a hamburger, though. I don't know. But coleslaw, you get coleslaw on your barbecue sandwich. That's where it's at. I know you know that, Nickel. I know you know. I know you're on that. Yeah, you just missed constitutional, Nickel. He was in here earlier at the beginning. Said he had to go take care of business or whatever. He's a busy man. Maybe he had to go to work. I don't know if he's driving or what. Maybe he'll check in later. Cabbage is tough raw, says Truth. It is what it is. Old bag that would save you from picking your nose if you had to just get you your suction tool. Drats? Do you mean brats? You talking about putting coleslaw on brats or a sauerkraut on brats? What? I'm not sure what that is. Oh yeah, constitutional is delivered. Same with us in World War III or starting it, right? Truth? Yeah, might be a little bit starting it. Kind of on brand. You never know how it's going to happen. It just happens, and then you can look back and go, "Oh wow, they rope a doped everybody into that." Right? It's kind of funny how that works. Um, but he's going to save us all. We've heard that for 8 years now. Well, wait, how long has it been? 2016. Yeah, over 8 years, and here we are. We talked about the explosion in Iran, the situation in Pakistan and India really heating up. The vice president was just in India, right as that was all going down, I guess. So I don't know what was said there or what's going on, but rising tensions, as you would say. It's just kind of interesting how that's kind of India's China's main counterweight there in Asia, and they kind of get a little distracted, and China can just do what it wants. Who was I was talking to somebody a while back about if we were properly naming the continents, the whole southern half of Asia would be called a different continent because it's a whole everything south of the Himalaya is like a whole different continent. Like we dropped the ball on forcing that whole thing to be called Asia. Should have 8 continents. These are really dry. These aren't swelling up at all. That's not good. Um, see what that's all about. But yeah, Pakistan and India going at it. Just as predicted in the text, right? Everybody figured it was coming. He stopped all wars day one, right? Right, bikes. Nickel got tricked. He said, Nickel's going hard on the man. Nickel's getting all kinds of grief. All his videos. Nickel doesn't like to be lied to. I don't think. So it'll be interesting how the digital currency comes about. Oh, drat, you missed CS. Yeah, you missed constitutional. Maybe you'll check back in with us. We have a 20,000 legged Chinese agents. That's it? That's all? Maybe a few more than that. But yeah, could be a problem. And you'll just never know. Just we have become so accustomed to everybody just being of whatever makeup and culture and just do what you will, it doesn't matter. That we have a lot of blind spots in our ability to discern who's a not. And that goes from the government on down to all of us as well. We are culturally lacking discernment on who our enemies are, which in a large degree is the government, but that doesn't help. Dollar crash when, not if, right? Just a matter of getting ready for it. When Trump bans AR, says Nickel. Oh man, I don't know how they're going to provide cover to justify that, and it's probably going to come from Congress. um, yeah, It's going to be interesting how they play that. Just roping open people into thinking that's the right thing to do. Allow, but even if, the thing is, you talk about that nickel, and it's like, yeah, you think they're going to do it, but then it's like practically they can't enforce it, other than trying to take the time and just ride it out, and people, you get rid of all the maintenance items, and people can't maintain their weapons over time. But I don't know if they want to wait that long. They can't wait 50 years till all the parts and ammo are gone, that they've banned, before they make a move. There's got to be something more to it. Um, so I don't know if an outright ban is in the works, because it would take years after to actually make it effective. um, for oppression and suppression of the populace. But I don't know. It's one of those things. Just have it on your radar, and how it happens, we'll have to figure it out when it happens. But it definitely doesn't seem like to be any further away than it was before under the previous people. It seems to be still on the table and on the agenda, because they hate people so much. Just having a little too much freedom around here. Because how can they force you to eat the eat the bugs and into your pod if they don't disarm you? That's the only explanation I've got. That's the only reason they would want to do it, right? It's to force you into the pods, force you to eat the bugs. America is and has been sub-armed. You mean armed insufficiently, Bikes? Is that what you mean? Yeah, we need more weapons of appropriate levels of destruction. Irish USMC in the house. What's going on here? This has got to get rectified. Yeah, we're giving Bikes, or Irish should have a wrench. I forgot I had to do a few wrenches last time. Bikes has got one. All right. I haven't seen Irish in a minute. Sub on becoming dangerous. What's up, Wayne? Good evening. Uh-oh. Is that a sushi? No, these are seed pods. Seed fertilization process. Trying to start some peppers and tomatoes to be appropriately ready for when the summer gets here and we can actually plant outside. Because we had snow today. Such as it is, the struggle is real. Uh, Eat the bugs, right? Come up Tennessee, says Wayne. Wait, what does it say? I just drive by on a groundhog. I remember, yeah, I remember the days of shooting groundhogs. I remember seeing them came out here and like, oh, look at the marmot. And I'm like, that's like a groundhog. They're called the hoary marmot out here, and I guess they're just basically the same creature. They just have a little bit different fur and slightly different. They're very closely related cousins, basically. Same animal, basically. It's like a timber wolf and a gray wolf or whatever, kind of like that. Everybody's like, that's a marmot. I'm like, that's a groundhog. What are you talking about? They do have a different sound, though. And the marmots definitely live in some rough country. Live up amongst the rocks and the mountains. So again, those just checking in. We're trying to start some tomatoes and peppers here. I showed some of our starts from earlier, that about 50%, and kind of getting worried that the what's in the garden with the peas and cabbage and such is not going to make it because of this snow we got today and the cold weather. Kind of worried if that's going to come up this week. Irish says it's planting cold weather crops, silage, thyme, radish, and creeping thyme. All right. Yeah, I got some radish in the ground too. I got radish and carrots that I just put in. I mean, it's not super cold because it's like just cold enough to snow but not stick. So we're in the, we're in the 35 degree, 38-degree range today, or earlier we were. I think it warmed up a little bit. I don't know how cold it's getting tonight, but it's been rainy pretty much since the snow ended. So I'm gonna have plenty of tomatoes and peppers. So if you want tomatoes and peppers, let me know. Hit me up. Or I should have. We'll see. I mean, I'm getting started so that I want to have plenty of tomatoes and peppers. Whether or not it actually happens, that's going to be the other issue. You got your garden started, Wayne? I figure most of you guys on the east have. Icicle radish is the best, says Nickel. I think I had some of those last year. I don't know if I got any this year. I remember seeing that name though. I kind of just plant all the different radishes. You love radishes, Nickel? Need some fresh tomatoes for your bison burger. That's a good start. Oh, Chuck has been a little bastard. There, all your all your groundhogs getting all your stuff, Wayne. Yeah, you have that challenge. I mean, we got, which is the biggest, and squirrels. We got squirrels that definitely come around. But groundhog, I mean, marmots are up in the mountains. They're not really down here. So, with the garden and plants, it's mostly the rabbits and squirrels to deal with. I've pretty much, between me and the dogs, we have taken care of our rabbit problem fairly well. But the squirrels, they cover a lot more distance and climb and stuff, and they seem to be a little more resilient to defensive measures. And I haven't actually been able to put one under the ground. I actually think a hawk got back during the winter. Its carcass was found on the property. Pretty sure the hawk got it and left the remains. So score one for the hawk, leaving the other critters alone, but taking care of that business. That was appreciated. Irish has some aronia berry. Never heard of that. Let me catch up with the chat here. Hold on. C103. What do you say? Almost been too wet here to. Is that right? Adventure Sky to the Galaxy was in here earlier, and he's in Florida. He said he was in a drought. Like it's been dry there. I guess it's hit and miss. And they had all those fires in the hurricane-prone area back last month. They were saying a lot of it's because of the deadfall dried out so much over the winter that things just caught and spread quickly. It's kind of funny how quickly you can go from conditions to drought conditions, just depending on how the weather blows through, winds and such. Especially around here, the winds dry things out fast. Wayne, people I pay to mow have yet this year. Yeah, you got a pretty good property there, Wayne. You mow the whole thing? You don't raise it for hay or anything? Gun projects and customers and working on the book. Oh, that's right. You're working on that book. That's right. I remember you talk. I don't remember the topic of it. Oh, you already have the web series out. I was trying to write a book. I'd like to write a book. It's one of those things you don't know how it's kind of just fun to put your thoughts down. It's like it almost seems too real. It's not really fiction. It's like truth fiction. Maybe one day. But I don't know. We'll see if that ever goes anywhere. It's just something fun to write about, something that interests you that maybe somebody else will want to be reading too. Just to, when you're talking about fiction, obviously a topical how-to book would be something. Where's my? I got a real good book on high desert planning that was written quite a long time ago by a guy out of Reno, and it's really good to get your mind right on planning. That was a pretty useful book. We were able to write anything useful. We'll just write on the fictional. See how far that goes. AD, welcome. Transplant. We're working on seedling starts here, tomatoes and peppers. You're from Western Washington, and we get 10 more inches of rain a year. You're talking about in Tennessee, you get 10 more than Washington, or Washington gets 10 more. They get the. They're definitely on that side of the mountains that gets quite a bit of rain. It is interesting. I mean, Washington's up there, and that it's a little just a. You're so much further north that the climate is such that it's definitely different, even if it does get that amount of rain compared to Tennessee. Tennessee's hot. The nickel. Too damp here. You're near Irish too, Nickel. I think you and Irish are pretty close to each other. Um, you message your cousins in Kentucky. They got tobacco and soybeans. Is that right? When 5 acres, about 2 to 3 gets mowed. That's a lot of mowing. Goodness, definitely need a tractor. Liberty Garden, what's up? We're cooking tomato and pepper plants. Just dropping seedlings in. Showed some earlier seedlings that we've started that are coming in. We got about a 50% rate, it seems like. So I'm just want to making sure things are going. Um, be in your neck of the woods coming up soon, Liberty Garden. Stand by for the videos. And by your neck of the woods, I mean probably a couple hundred miles away, but Texas is a big place. So yeah, we're doing tomatoes and peppers, and hopefully next month these will go in the ground, depending on our start rate. And I was talking about it at the beginning. These are, I think, all but one packet of these are 2017 seeds. So we've had good success with storing them and just keep it like we were saying, keep them drying out of the, cool out of the sun, and your seed storage should work pretty well. Didn't do anything really more than that, and we've had really good success with all the seeds we've had over the years in that respect. So if you're worried about old seeds, if you stored them, I mean, obviously just go try to start them, and use your oldest first, and have plenty on hand for those that missed the message. Make sure you have, because I was talking about, if these peas and cabbage don't take, that we started early, and I have to replant everything, still got plenty of seeds to go through. Have your stockpile of seeds. That's definitely something that's stockpile, compared to ammo, right, Nickel? Ammo is heavy; it takes up a lot of space compared to seeds. You can stock years and years of seeds. Um, we've got them all labeled like, so we got 2021, 2020, 2019, all the different years where we got different packets of seeds, so we can cycle, and yeah, never really had a problem. I've had seeds as old as 8 years, sprout no problem. So definitely get out there and get your seeds stocked up. They live. What is up? Who is the author of the High Desert Planning? I don't know where that book's at. It's an old guy. It's an old timer out of Reno, and it's a few years old. I don't know. I don't have it immediately as a resource. I don't remember. It's got an old guy on the cover with a straw hat looking thing. How you doing there, Liv? Did you get snow today? We got snow out this way. I think it's the only book on high desert planning that specifically addresses Nevada, the high desert up here, northern Nevada in particular, because he's out of Reno, so he directly addresses a lot of the issues. Hope you're doing well. They live. Definitely been a cool day, and I hope whatever you planted has a day. But we definitely getting a lot of moisture, so hopefully we'll be in the clear after today. Hopefully we will be back in action on getting everything in, have enough moisture to get us through the summer and all that good stuff. I would imagine it was probably not where you're at. It's a little bit warmer down there, so you probably didn't get snow, but you can probably see it from your house up in the mountains for sure. Just continuing to water these, trying to get them swelled up enough and get the seedling inserted. Truth Freeze. Stories book on planning worth buying. I'm not sure about that one. Okay, the way you're at there gets 10 more inches. Yeah, it's kind of crazy, isn't it? And it doesn't seem as dreary or dark, does it? It's kind of funny how that works. Washington has a reputation for dark and dreary, but yet you get more rain there where you are. It's kind of funny how that works. It's just it's not as cold, and when it clears up, it clears up. That coastal climate definitely different. I mean, if you weren't measuring it, if you didn't know Wayne, wouldn't I mean, would you wouldn't guess that, would you? For sure, right? Unless you're tracking it. I don't remember ever thinking that we got more rain than Washington, but apparently it's true. You really have to question how that's possible. Let's see. Somebody else checking in. PW. We are planting. We are starting seed starts for tomatoes and peppers. That's what we're doing. I grew up in Carolina Truth. You didn't know that? I thought that was well established. Can't you tell that I don't talk like I'm from around here? Remember, because we went back. Did you miss the video where we went back during Hurricane Helene? Truth. We made the thunder run into Carolina back after the week after it hit, just to check in on folks and see how things are progressing and see if everything is okay with the family. Which everything was, fortunately, for the direct relations. Obviously, the area as a whole's still recovering, but as far as any immediate impacts, we're good. But yeah, Truth, you didn't know that? Liberty Guard thought it was a tray of cookies. You know what he's thinking about? Liberty Guard's been lifting too many weights. He's hungry all the time. All right, old bag. Have a good day. Stay frosty out there in the land of the queen or the king. You got a king now, whichever. Wayne likes West Texas. Good people out there. Yeah. Maybe we'll get one of those West Texas folks to check in here. Rob Painless, who just went through a tornado the other day. He had a video of him sitting in his bunker waiting it out. I don't think he was. I think he was in his shop actually. He hadn't went to the city. Briefly took some stuff down to the bunker, but they didn't get down there. That everything is pretty far away. So that was good. They escaped that potential disaster. But pretty good people. Is Liberty Garden? Are you West Texas or are you East Texas? I don't even know. I don't remember. I remember you've, talked about it. I just can't remember which part you said you were from. I just know you got lots of cows. You're always doing fencing and cows. It doesn't look as dry as where Rob is, so you're probably in East Texas somewhere. Who else we got here? You guessing it's sushi or what? No, truth, it's seed starter. Yeah. Liberty bought a packet of what? Which is a medium sized tomato with deep green, dark red coloring. Okay. A harvest of the seeds will be putting some in the ground. Okay. Variety is important there, Liberty Garden. I got one, two, three different types of tomatoes in here and two different types of peppers. No snow for you or precip for you, they live? That's no fun. Seeds never sleep, says Nickel. Hope it dries out soon. I need to mow, says Wayne. Yeah, having to wait for it to dry up to mow, that's always the pain, right? You need to get some sheep, Wayne, and goats. They'll keep all that cut down for you, and then you'll have something to eat. This is the way. It rains 10 months out of the year. Yep. Oh, drizzle's constantly out in Washington. Yeah, yeah, I get it. Liberty says he gets 50 inches of rain a year and still experience droughts in summer and fall, right? It's all about timing, right? It just seems like it comes and goes. Like we'll barely get any rain, and we'll get the snow and rain, and they'll be like, "Oh, we're outside of the drought," and it's still, I mean, it's dry. It's dry. Um, it's just funny how different perception. I mean, if you're in that's why it's called a desert. Desert has a certain definition of so much rainfall. If you don't have that much rainfall, you're in a desert. And we are definitely in a desert here. I'm about ready to put this lid on, I think. I think we're about as hydrated as we're going to get with these pods. Truth needs to do a vid on Appalachia. Is that right? You're up north, though, aren't you, Truth? Aren't you closer to Pennsylvania, New York, or something? I didn't know you were from the mountains, though. Wayne got hit by a storm at the same time. I was laying out in the rain and lightning. Oh, you're hunting. Yeah, yeah. Been there, done that. Just stay low. North Texas, Dallas, Fort Worth, says Liberty. Okay. I knew you were. Yeah, Rob is to the west for sure. For sure. I knew Rob was west, and you look greener, so you've probably said that before. I just watch your videos, Liberty, for the weightlifting and fence building. Motivation. Yeah, I think Liberty and Liberty Garden and Nickel are kind of simpatico on the whole Trump thing. Liberty's been posting some fire posts, calling people out about the whole Trump agenda. Like people need to wake up what's going on because things are looking bad economically in particular. Yeah, I know Liberty. I was just doing it hand right now, hanging out, nothing else to do. So I just got it all done during this video, basically. Got it all lined up and marked and putting the seeds in and whatnot. I had another tray that I did like this, which I showed earlier. Uh, that it doesn't have the certain pockets, so all of them were loose. And I did the water different. And when I went to go to do this one, I poured the water in first, or after I put the seeds on. I didn't realize the seeds started floating off, and I had to reoccupy all the seed and started floating. I'm like, wait a second. So learning did occur as um, bikes and bullets would say, human practical application. We got some learning in. But I think we're pretty good as far as the expansion goes and swelling up and absorbing the water. Liberty's got family in Texas. Christian, what's up? You're looking at seed pods for seed starting. We got tomatoes and peppers. I know you can't see the tomatoes and peppers because they're super small seeds, but they're in there. Just got them in and hydrated, and we're gonna, I think, close them up for the night. We got water in here. I can come back and check them later and maybe add a little water. Garden plan, such as it is, what we're trying to work with this year. I know Dad on YouTube would not approve because it's not a spreadsheet with, fine drawn lines, but that's what we're looking at doing. We already got our peas and cabbage, cauliflower, we got radish and carrots, and I got to looking to get everything else laid out. Start. You can plant and when you can start and stuff like that. Which hopefully this is the last spell of cold weather we get, but you can never be too careful around here because it's just that's the nature of the desert, the high desert in particular. So we got this lid to put on it. It'll keep that moisture in pretty good, and we'll be ready to go. We'll check back in on that at some point. What we got us on here? Yeah, Nickel, you're definitely a rhino. Yeah, cookie dough. Liberty Guard's still stuck on the cookie dough. Right? Not cookie dough. Seed starts. Let's go ahead and lift this up here. I can see it a little bit better. So we got all these started. Chicken jockey. I don't know what that means. I got chickens. I don't know if I'm a jockey or not. Right, Wayne? People are so desperate to have a savior, they don't want to have to do anything themselves. We've talked about this since 2015, I think. I mean, you want to have some hope that maybe you did something a little bit good, but it looks less and less likely. The more boisterous and the more you distract from the real issues with your other little pet agendas, and the more you make promises that aren't followed through with, with the whole arrest agenda and everything, like, you're kind of not following through with your promises. Like, people going to wake up to this? Like, people don't, it's the cognitive dissonance, Wayne. It's cognitive dissonance in that they don't want to go through the thought process of what if I'm wrong? What if this is not going to go well? What if this only gets worse? People don't want to have that responsibility of having to deal with that thought. Nickel, I think the percentage is higher than that. Nickel says 50% of the population want the government to tell them what to do. I would say it's probably closer to 75. Well, I should say this, Nickel. 75% of the population want the government to tell other people what to do. They want people to live and do things the way they wanted to do it. They don't want freedom as you would, think, I think it's closer to 75%. There's only about 25% that really have any clue about being out on their own or doing anything. Even the people that claim they don't vote are still subject to, as long as the government's telling other people what to do, I'm fine with not voting. Yep, circling the drain, right? They live. The dollar in particular. I've harped on it probably till everybody's sick of it, but it's the economy, stupid. It's the dollar, and we're getting that transition to the digital is going to be pretty painful. It's just a matter of how they rope-a-dope us into it. Fort Knox audit, right? Right, says Truth. Yeah. Well, let me get back over here to what we showed at the beginning. Here's some of our trying to get started here. Zucchini. There's one broccoli that's coming up, so we got one broccoli start. And here's some other peppers that I don't have anything coming up, so that's why I replanted, because none of these guys were coming. Oh, there's one. Actually, I do have that one. I forgot about that right there. And then I got this tray here I started a while back that actually has some decent tomato starts. And so we got five. And these are peppers that haven't come in yet. They got about another week. And if they don't come in a week, then they're done. So that's where we're at and what's going on with that. That's kind of how we started off this show. Chocolate cupcakes. That's not even Liberty. Always thinking about food. So that's where we are on our planning for the garden. Getting the garden going, doing the garden things. Voting matters. If it did, they wouldn't be outlawed, says Truth. Nobody's talking about the AI. Oh, there you go. The real talk. Chinese style control or just one world government demonic satanic type control? I don't. It's been a while since I said it, but the beast system, when you think about what AI is just the culmination of all human arrogance, which is what really is described, as the beast. It's people's own arrogance to throw off God. That's really where we're at. Peppers need more sunlight. Don't tell me that, Liberty. All right, I'll try. It's hard to keep them warm and sunlight. They get morning sunlight every day. Well, today the sun's not out, but I get what you're saying now. They are leggy. Great. Thanks, Liberty. Thanks for the hint. I'll try to do what I can. How much artificial light help? Does artificial light help pretty good, Liberty, or no? 400 tons of gold is missing, says Nickel. Is that right? It may not be missing. It's just not where it's supposed to be. It's just not ours. It belongs to somebody else. What's up, ZPD? Bought all the parts before the prices go up. All right. Nice to see how that affects prices. Ultraviolet, says Nickel. I mean, yeah, if you had an ultraviolet bulb, has to be grow lights. All light, not all light helps plants. Copy. The struggle is real. The struggle is real. Yeah, those guys literally just sprouted like 3 days ago. But we'll see what we can do. It's the struggle. I got to figure out where they could go. Where it's warm, getting played. I mean, still cool, so cool here. Wayne says he's going to get an ejection seat, move to the homestead. Podcast ejection seat. I didn't know you had an ejection seat. You talking like a real plain ejection seat, Wayne? You've got a real ejection seat. That is pretty cool. Yeah, I've got them on a seed mat. They're on a seed mat, so hopefully that's helping. Desperately seeking sunlight, aren't we all? Thunder Chief? Is that a helicopter? Well, it can't be a helicopter for its ejection seat. What's a Thunder Chief? I don't know what a Thunder Chief is. I see what you're saying, Liberty. Yeah. So, how much would the cool air next to a window hurt them, Liberty? If it's not really a warm spot next to the window, because the windows get cool at night, but they could catch light like half the day. Irish is dealing with mosquitoes. The old F-105. Oh, the F-105 is called a Thunder Chief? Okay. Never heard of that, Wayne. That's kind of a cool little thing to have. Do you catch it at work, or do you catch it at like a yard sale or a rummage sale or something? What do you call those? Swap meet. That's kind of a cool artifact. Me and my leggy plants. Now you got me worried, Liberty. We'll figure it out. We'll be all right somehow, some way. Oh, another vet that was moving gave it to you. Okay, that's kind of cool. That's even better. Even better score. Yeah, it's cold, Liberty. I mean, it wasn't that cold this week, but it's been cold the majority of the time I've been trying to sprout. Mhm. Covered outside. Yeah, I think it says temperatures need to be 75, so that's why I haven't been putting them outside because I don't think it's been above. And we've had a couple days above 70, but not really. And with the wind, it's hard to keep them protected from the wind too. They lived lower to grow light and did an oscillating fan. They weren't as leggy. Hmm. So now I have different things to do. All right, noted. I have a mission. All right, folks. Well, I think we'll wrap it up. I've kind of did the planting here. Just a reminder. I got the link in the description box for Mule Team's video. Everybody remembers Mule Team 66. He's kind of in a rough patch, so just go check that out if you remember him. Any help and support is appreciated, I'm sure. And throw up some prayers for Mule and his family. And we'll go from there. But check out the links below. And y'all be good, YouTube. We'll see you next time around. We'll see what's going on after this snowstorm gets through. And prep hard, live free.